pleure, hey. Qu'est-ce qui va pas? La vie est si dure, mon chéri, oh, oh. Mais ça ira, mon bébé, yeah. Mon amour, oh, oh, oh. Toi-même tu sais ça ne vaut pas la peine, hey. Mais juste pour la nuit, oublie tous tes problèmes, hey. Moi je t'aime, mon amour. Considère ça comme un rendez-vous. Je te jure c'est pas du talago. Moi je t'aime jusqu'à la mort. Juste pour la nuit, oublions les soucis, bébé. On ne vit qu'une fois dans la vie, bébé. Je ferai le bonheur de ta vie, hey, hey. Je ferai le bonheur de ta vie, hey, hey. Juste pour la nuit, oublions les soucis, bébé. On ne vit qu'une fois dans la vie, bébé. Je ferai le bonheur de ta vie, hey, hey. Je ferai le bonheur de ta vie, hey, hey. When you're holding me so, hey, hey. Never let me go, no, no, hey. When you do all these things that you do, I just didn't know you. And when you do all the things every day, you didn't make me lose my mind. Take candle, hey. They wanna body when you know. Moi je t'aime, mon amour. Considère ça comme un rendez-vous. Je te jure c'est pas du talago. Moi je t'aime jusqu'à la mort. Juste pour la nuit, oublions les soucis, bébé. On ne vit qu'une fois dans la vie, bébé. Je ferai le bonheur de ta vie, hey, hey. Je ferai le bonheur de ta vie, hey, hey. Juste pour la nuit, oublions les soucis, bébé. On ne vit qu'une fois dans la vie, bébé. Je ferai le bonheur de ta vie, hey, hey. Je ferai le bonheur de ta vie, hey, hey.
Thank you so much, Tampo Clothing Landed, for that beautiful wonder about love. If you're just tuning in, you're onto High Television, and the program on air is Meet the Love Doctor. And today, the very first edition for the month of December, we say Happy New Month to you, and we are wishing a happy birthday to all those who were born today, and not forgetting those who are saying I do. Right, today is Saturday, lots of marriages, and of course we're talking marriage today, and the topic of discussion is marriage customs in Africa and their effects on marriage. Marriage customs in Africa and their effects on marriage. I know you want to see somebody on screen, and we're tilting the camera towards the very elegant looking counselor of this evening, Love Doctor himself. Good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, Madam Akomune, and it's a privilege for me to be here once more. I'm always excited, I'm always glad to be part of your journey, fellow viewers of High Television. It's awesome to be here again for another beautiful edition, beautiful topic, beautiful moment, and I'm sure we're going to have a great time.
Of course. You know, we're talking about marriage, something that is like, it's very debatable. Lots of people saying it's not an achievement, others are saying it's an achievement. Why there is this controversy about it, there is something we want to handle, the customs, the African customs in marriages and how it affects them. African customs in marriages, why choose such a topic as that?
Well, we want to, first of all, whether we like it or not, marriage is a customary thing.
Okay.
It's a legal thing.
Okay.
And it's spiritually, I would say it's a Christian thing. I don't want to call it a spiritual thing per se,
Yeah.
not because it's not something we carry into eternity.
Yeah.
So-
It's an enjoyment for the earth.
Yes, so if you don't marry here, you have missed that experience. So
Do not have it.
yes,
Okay.
but
And the African context has its own way.
yes. So if something is customary,
Okay.
it's affected by our customs, and customs also evolve, they change, they have positive and negative effects, as we are going to see, and we want to also look at some of those things that we have just come to embrace without maybe questioning its impact, its
Okay.
effect, short term or long term. We'll look at generally, and then maybe we can highlight some one or two prominent ones, and maybe even our fellow viewers can also cite certain customs in their own area, and maybe we have these conversations. It's open for all, so that we can have these conversations and see, because it's these conversations that lead to evolution, that leads to even understanding why certain things are done the way it's done, because sometimes we also, they say when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. Why it's done, if it's still relevant today in the new socio-economic climate.
Evolving.
Yes,
nature of
there's
life.
a new socio-economic climate, all of that. So that's just basically what we want to look at. Maybe some other time we can take specific customs or particular things that are coming up in the society, which has to do with custom or traditions, and we talk about it. But today we just want to look at it generally, and then maybe we'll highlight some things, and then also maybe from the viewers' responses and their own maybe
Inquiries.
yes,
And
we can
worries.
talk more about
And
specifics.
of course, it's an interactive program. You can always get to us on 680-368722. And you should understand that if you have a topic you want us to discuss, then you can equally send to us and we will discuss it in subsequent editions. Like the councillor has said, the Love Doctor, Cameroon is a culture, it's an acculturation nation where there is a mixture of culture and
This
people
is
are
Africa in miniature.
yeah, and
So-
people are even like devouring new cultures and developing a different one. And so we want to believe that these 280 or more cultures in Cameroon have their unique ways of looking at marriages. And so that's why we're coming out to talk about the African culture. So what are some of those cultures in Africa that are just so glaring and we see them as white as they are?
I think one that needs to really be looked at, that really affects marriages, I say so as a marriage counselor, and it's the high nature of bride prices in some villages.
Bride price. People are always talking about bride price. Should women be giving for free?
Okay, let's start from there. Why a bride price?
Okay.
First of all, let's just be clear, a dowry is different from a bride price.
Really?
A lot of times people always confuse the two.
Okay.
I hear women say, oh, they never can pay my dowry and bride price. The funny thing is they don't really understand. Men don't pay dowries. No, men don't pay dowries. What men pay is what we call the bride price.
Okay.
A dowry is actually what a woman pays
So
to the
what we
family
have-
of the husband.
What we have in India?
In India, that's a dowry that you pay. It's the woman who pays that to the family of the husband to be. So we are more conversant, or we are more versed with bride price. Although sometimes ignorantly we have interchangeably used the words dowry and bride price in the African context, which we know of very
And
few
the one we are
African.
using in Africa
is the bride price.
The bride price, and we
Yes.
see that it is extremely high,
Yes.
and it affects marriage.
It affects. You would see that. First, let me go back to your question that you asked: should women be given for free? Now, the first thing is, with that statement, it sounds like women are sold.
I knew you would counter that, but
Yes.
that's the normal cliche. People have.
No. That's why we want to really trash it from the root.
Okay.
And if women are sold, they cannot blame the men
Who buy them?
who buy and then either mistreat or treat them like goods. that they bought.
It's an appreciation because you cannot really
Good.
buy a human being.
That is why it has to really be considerate.
Okay.
Are you getting me? You see, a bride price is supposed to be symbolic, not some kind of a compensatory mechanism.
I sent her to school.
Exactly. That was your role. Come on. Are you understanding me? You should be proud you did that for your child. There is no way I'll be doing something for my daughter, and I'm hoping for a man one day to come and pay me for it.
It's an investment. You know, coming to some neighborhood talks, some people are of opinion that parents of the bride, that when you give your daughter into marriage, the one has total authority over her, and she may never come back.
Yeah, so
to really take care of you. So you're using the bride price as something to.
let's go biblical. Okay. When you do this, let's go biblical. The Bible says a righteous man, a good man, lays up inheritance for his children's children. I hate it with burning passion, this notion when, especially in African tradition, the father sees their children as their saviors.
Isn't it supposed to be that way?
No.
Why?
Look, listen, I just quoted to you that a good man, a good father, a good man leaves inheritance for his children's children. Are you understanding me?
Yeah.
So I fight to ensure that not just my children, I leave a legacy for my children's children, and not, that is the thing that has made African parents will give birth to a football team of 11 players plus 1 or 2 bench people who are in the bench. One man will give birth to 13 children and tell the firstborn that lastborn is your responsibility. You see, and people have not even been able to test or to pursue their purpose or their God-given assignment or their passion or their, because life purpose does not begin with finances. Okay. Most of the things that are great, that maybe you'll be wired for, might not start by giving you money at first. But a lot of time people have been put in that rat race of life, of survival, just because of their parents. Are you understanding me?
The burden.
Yes. A man will.
But what if it's also a purpose for you? Because God is wise. He could have just given you children all at once, but he had to stratify them. You have the first, second, third, and
he's the one stratifying them.
I think so.
You see, one of the things that has really killed us in Africa is when we I've heard it even in cycle. I think we should really talk about this also, okay. Because even there's a religious cycles. I don't believe in family planning. Yeah, yes, they don't believe.
You just give.
Yes. If it comes according to them, if it comes, God gave. Now my question is, how come you first of all had your child only after marriage? If only God gave, because the moment a girl starts ovulating, it's signaling that your body is ready to have children, right? Yeah. Why didn't you start producing children the moment you began to menstruate?
He wants us to have it in marriage.
Wisdom demanded that you created it in a particular setting, right?
Yeah.
So what makes you think then that wisdom cannot guide how many and how you go about it, even in that same setting of marriage? Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my point is, we cannot. Yes, some people say there are a lot of cultures and now these are the level of the religious settings, but that's not the topic for today. But okay. Yeah, because I as a pastor, I know religious beliefs that say that something like coitus interruptus is sin. They will quote you some scripture in the Bible, which maybe we'll look at that another time. Okay. Or some don't believe in using condoms, or some don't believe in family planning methods and all of those things. And they just believe. That's why you see somebody who have a child as the child is about 6 months old or 8 months old, and she's taken in again, and they say it's God who gave it. I don't think so.
Because some people are looking for.
I don't think so. So just like we must be very careful to put some things on God. You understand? Yes, we must be very careful. So let's come back to our topic. My point is this: we must not see children like they are because when you see it like that, that's the reason why we want to sell.
Okay.
Are you getting me? Like an investment. You're looking at a child like an investment. I think one of the reasons why even our parents of old were giving birth, yes, there was a time that they were scared. Oh, maybe we don't know which one will survive.
Yeah.
And all of those things. But
medicine was at its barest.
yes, but right now we are technology, science, it's booming. You know, you can literally choose to have twins right now. Choose the sexes of the twin, you know, and have them. And a lot of things have changed. You get that? A lot of things have changed. Also, when parents begin to see children like their saviors, like their investments, like their properties, you know, a man sees the female child like a property, like you're rearing a small goat, you know, to sell one day in the market.
Investment, your skyscrapers and your hair, your vision.
That's
But
crazy.
it's possible. People have been having daughters come and really hold their hands to a very paradise future.
Look. It's a child's honor.
Okay.
It's a child's glory. It's a child's dignity. Oh, it's a child's joy to honor their parents. In fact, it's biblical. Honor your parents. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
But you see, I'm looking at this from the parents' perspective.
Okay.
Are you getting me?
Because it has a way that it hampers.
It has the ways it will affect the customs and the traditions and the things that will be done. I'm telling you that this has affected girls in their marriages. Let me tell you one of the effects of high bride prices.
Okay.
There are men that will cover their eye and pay. And tell the woman, say, even if your party die and no one here, I've heard it.
But don't you think that the mindset of the men is a problem? Because most of the past themselves, as you put it, they are men, so they understand their mind, how the minds of men work. Probably the man has seen how he couldn't really let his own wife do a lot of things in her family of origin, and so he's just like, okay, so since I have a daughter too, I'm just going to extract, because maybe this man may behave like me and not allow my child to come.
Not necessarily, because that's assuming that everybody comes from the same tribe. No. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
The person that can come and marry your daughter might not come from your tribe.
That's true.
Are you getting? So we must be open, that you must understand that it's not you only, people don't get married only from the same tribe where they have the same customs. Are you getting me? So it's open. Oh, yes, and people from the same different African countries or different countries, different villages can get married. You understand? Yeah. So that's why I don't want to think that that's only the case, because
like, no, it can be.
Yes, it can be, but not necessarily. One of the things that makes some of these parents, they give all of this high price, because you see, like I said, the way as a man thinks, so you see, you understand. When you see parents, I've also accompanied my children. I've accompanied people for I've accompanied my children for bride price. I've accompanied my children to traditional marriages where I follow them up and everything. I've seen where parents, that I've seen where when they want to complicate it, the parent of the bride say no, they should, halted things. That's somebody with a different mind but sometimes these parents don't even have a voice. I'll tell you why. Because it's Njangi.
Of course.
They have also been going to their
loud voices
in their brothers' houses, and that day is their own brother's time to eat on that Njangi. You understand? They start going to bring ants you have never seen. Give 6 rapper here. Do you want to go for this site? 12 rapper. Now they auntie way it be wash the pikin.
Yeah, they lay down customs and traditions on even how to share these things.
How can you come to marry a wife? They tell you 1 cow, 2 pig. That's what they put on.
Do we have that in Cameroon?
Yes, we have it with the list. It's happening. It's happening. And I'll also tell you another effect of that. It's happening. 2 pigs, 2 or 3 pigs. They show you the size. and they show you the weight, what they hide.
But I think that it's a matter of celebrating success, and then
all of this is not is not the feasting, because they don't use this. When you are doing this, these are the things that these people take. You had already prepared food. This is not like they are taking it to kill and let all of us eat. Are you understanding the point?
The thing is that, like you said, it's Njangi. When you pay for your wife, don't come and pay for your
But that's why we are having these conversations.
Because it has a way that
it has a way it affects.
Trying to level the
and this is it
for everybody to follow. So we are trying to bring your mind to it, to understand that there's some realities on the ground, and we delve into why these things affect marriages, positively or negatively.
Yes, like I said, one of the effect is I've seen a man say, as I come off the compound, because if marriage is an interaction between two families, right, you would discover, for example, you would still see, I've seen people where you get married, you want to hear the woman come and tell the husband, I beg, my small brother want come off village can get advanced level, I beg, if he can. You see, that's still connection. Are you understanding me?
Yeah.
That is still help. But you come and you squeeze all of this, you go and make, look,
wait.
I've seen it has made.
I'm coming as a wife for the two of us to build, right?
Yes.
It means that I'm coming with all of the treasures in me, which will be added to yours, and then the help gang will be bigger.
Yes.
So why will you feel like at the time of paying bride price they are squeezing from the man?
What is the treasure you are bringing?
I may be walking to.
How many? Look. We are talking African context here.
Yeah.
Let's forget about all of this women empowerment thing. Are talking in the air.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's talk typically from where this custom came from and what was the reality on ground. The average woman, what was she doing?
She was working in the house.
Go and check. Yes, go and check your mother or your grandmother's birth certificate. They will write under profession what? Housewife.
So, but now in contemporary African society, where we are having increasingly the number of women getting a career life,
yes,
can we still think that bride price high is a problem?
That's no problem, as long as when they give me that list, it go for background.
No, it's your responsibility at the time.
That
I'm
is
only coming in after the marriage to help you.
Fine. That is why we are looking at its effect. You look, like I said, we are looking at this microscopically and macroscopically. Okay. I said, for example, there's a reason why would a man say, if man's sick, I know one here. You understand? It's because he's expecting that you should consider that this thing does not end with that wedding. Are you understanding me?
Yeah.
Understand that this thing does not end with that wedding. There's a way that there will be a continuous flow. Don't come and kill the man now as if you will never need something again from him.
But you are of the opinion that bride price should be done. But now,
you have asked another. It's a different question. Okay. We are looking at the customs. The customs. I will come back to that bride price issue. You understand? Like I made a
from the line that you said. There's continuity. That doesn't end at that point.
Yes, that is why for those who might have just joined, at the very beginning I made a statement. I said a bride price is supposed to be symbolic.
Okay.
Are you understanding me?
Yeah.
Symbolic of honor.
To the parents.
One, yes, for raising such a treasure for you.
Okay.
For raising you a wife. Take note, wives are found. I told you that we don't find women and turn them to wives. The Bible says, he that findeth a wife. So a woman does not become a wife in a man's house. A marriage does not make a woman a wife. So a lot of people think it's not because you are Mrs. This that you are now a wife. You were a wife that was found and brought into a man's life. So, and that becoming had a lot to do primarily with the parents and environment. You understand? You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Now, honor always biblically, honor is not complete without substance.
Okay.
Honor the Lord with your substance.
Okay.
That's Proverbs chapter 3. Are you understanding me? Now, God who made the whole heaven and earth, what is he doing with your 10,000? Are you understanding me? Even if you give God 10 billion in church, 10 billion of your currency, what is he doing with it? I'm talking about billion, not million. When you compare that to the man, to he who made everything and says a cattle on 1,000 hills are mine. If I were hungry, I would not ask you. So you would say whatever you give to God is a token. It's also symbolic. Are you understanding me? Whether it's tithes, first fruit, whether it's whatever you call it, sacrifices and honor. We honor with substance. So I believe that it has to do with honor. Secondly, bride price, like I said, is symbolic of recognizing the one who raised the wife you found. You understand? And since the man is the one finding, as in our culture, you honor with your substance.
And the problem is that they ask you for a big substance.
Good. Now we are going to see how that affects marriage, that we are saying. Because take note, our issue, our topic is these customs and how they affect marriages. We are just looking at them, and like we said, let's have this custom. And those of you who are watching, please tell us also some of the customs in your own traditions or your own village that we can look at and how it's affected marriages, or ask your questions and let's talk about these things. We would love to have that as you write to us on the number on the screen. So please, before we go on, but I just wanted to highlight this. Should the bride prices be paid? Of course. Of course.
So there is a yes there.
Of course. Honor must come with substance.
Okay.
Honor from time immemorial. Abraham meets Melchizedek, he gives a tithe of his spoils. Okay. David said, I will not give to the Lord what does not cost me. You know, appreciation. Apart from honor,
I will not give to my father-in-law what does not cost me.
Yes. Appreciation.
Okay.
As well. Are you getting me? Recognition as well. I'm just giving some of the essence of bride price. And lastly, prophetically, blessings or fire does not fall on empty wood. It falls on a sacrifice. Okay. You see, one of the things we receive in traditional marriages are the blessings of the parents. Okay. Are you understanding me? And in blessings, we stir up the heart of the one who blesses. He says, the less is blessed of the greater. Parents have a divine ordination from God to pass blessing to their children. And in marriages, these parents also proclaim these blessings over their children and their children-in-law.
And they have to be satisfied before they do it.
They have to not be satisfied. They have to be stirred up. Stirred up. Okay. We can always use the word satisfied. A greedy man. What about a greedy man? That's what we're looking at here. Okay, are you getting me? Because imagine Jacob asked but for soup to bless his son. Soup. Are you getting me? Soup. The soup I like. And that's because the blessing was within him. He was not asking. He never went and said, go bring me 10 million. Must give you the blessing. Are you understand what I'm saying? That's why I say it has to be symbolic. And if parents see it this way, they will not make those high prices. And take note, before we come back to this, these high prices are hardly put just by the parents of the girl. It's always a family thing.
It's a family thing. That's one thing I want to say, that marriage in an African setting is not limited to biological parents, because you said, and I believe, because I have had a message on that, it's in Jange. I already find I have a daughter in the house. I already see her eating things that other people come and give their father. People already come and start giving my husband bride price envelopes from his cousins, his sister's children, the family children. So you cannot even believe or think that because probably you grew up and then you didn't see this aunt buying you a dress, the aunt does not have the right. So if these are laid down conditions and traditional customs where you begin, as a child you begin to eat even of that
your elder sister's bride price because they come and give meat. There are days mom cooks meat, you don't even know where it's coming from. It's coming from those other marriages that were happening in the family, and so yours too has to come and happen in a way that other people too will have to eat. Let us just quickly take in this contribution from Mr. Azan Kingsley. He didn't tell us where you're writing from. He says, good evening to you all. I think most of African parents have changed the custom of African marriage to a business purpose, because first time it was mostly items that they take, but today they talk of mostly money. My daughter's bride price is 2 million francs CFA. 5 francs no the common. So having a girl child is a big future investment nowadays. Special greetings to you, Adele, and to the pastor in the building. Happy to see you again after a long time. Happy to see you too. I want to read from you, Kingsley says. Some parents take it as a big business investment.
That is what we are trying to say here, that it has become a business investment.
Okay.
Let's go back. Sometimes we just need to do some small research.
Okay.
There's a reason. In fact, in the time of old, every item that was asked was symbolic of something.
Okay.
Let's go to the Nigerian custom.
Yeah.
When they ask for yams, and maybe the man will bring some 2 very healthy yams,
Sugar and so on.
2 healthy tubers of yam. Yes, they were required to be healthy, which was to them symbolic of how much you would take care, you know. Like the yam.
The daughter too should be healthy.
Good, like you would take care of the daughter, giving her the best, you know, and you will fend for her, you will feed for her. It was symbolic.
Okay.
There was a symbol of the kola nuts. Palm wine was symbolic. Nowadays they're not asking for palm wine. They are asking for red label, black label. Is red label and black label our African drinks?
But men now who are becoming husbands don't only drink palm wine.
They drink red label. So what you drink, you should take it to your father-in-law. We're going to go over to take on another piece of music, and when we come back, the discussions here continue, of course, with your contributions you're expecting. Stay with us.
Oh, j'ai trop de défauts et de qualités. Accepte-moi tel que je suis. Oh bébé, assume-moi, manipule-moi. Malgré mes défauts, je ne suis pas un ange, mais bon. Je ne suis pas parfaite, Anna. Je ne suis pas une vierge. Oh. Tout sur terre, ne doute jamais de ma loyauté pour toi. Tout sur terre, ne doute jamais de mon amour. Sur moi, ça ne me concerne pas. C'est ce que toi tu penses de moi. C'est ça qui m'intéresse. C'est ce que tu dis sur moi. C'est ça qui pourra nous détruire. Tout même que l'eau de la mer n'est pas salée. Tout de tout bébé. Tout même de la couleur du ciel. Ne doute jamais de moi. Ne doute jamais de moi, oh bébé. Ne doute jamais de ma loyauté. Anything about you, money, money, sabi money, I am a toy. I'm on a one, but I'm a fango. On anything to me, so on a me to me, some of the on a me for my
much, dear viewers, especially those who keep sending in their messages. And I must congratulate you all, those who go after the program to watch on our YouTube channel, ITV Cameroon, those who watch on Facebook, ITV Cameroon. We are so grateful. We get the feedback. And we desire to have your feedback direct when we are having the program here, so that at least we can get it from your own perspective and talk about it. Before the musical break, we're talking bride price, some very high bride prices, and as the love doctor is saying, that it has a way it affects the marriage, especially from the side of the man who will be making some swears.
Yes. We must look at its effect.
Okay.
Like I said, one of the effect is high bride prices have estranged some men from their in-laws.
Okay.
Like I said, that since they saw it very clearly as wickedness. Because I don't see why young people will be trying to start their life, and they will have to go and borrow money to come and start. Let me be very honest, Madam Okomone. I don't think if my parents, the parents of my wife told me 8 years ago, imagine, 8 years ago, yes, 8 years ago.
I still keeping it.
You know, I'm saying, imagine that
Okay.
they told me 8 years ago to pay 2 million cash and get their daughter. Where the hell am I going to have that kind of money? Are you understanding me?
No.
Now listen. Let's be very factual.
Yeah.
Let's be. I want to
2
show you.
million is huge.
For me, 8 years ago, that would have been impossible.
Okay.
That's not you are looking at me now. Are you understanding me?
Yeah, I'm getting it.
So I want to show you. So you would see here that this is also some of the reason why people are blaming some men that time is passing and not getting married. Are you getting me? They have gone and met a block. Some people have been given lists over 3 years ago, and they were told that not in a shape for that list.
No 5 francs.
Are you understanding me? So it means that I'm telling you that, and that take note, that 2 million is only for bride price. And take note, in our African tradition again, after we have done that, we have
That's
to
the
cook.
cash.
That's a cash. Those are asking us for some other items.
You have to enjoy.
After the items, you have to feed the people who will come from far and near. And that's just the traditional wedding. Unfortunately, Africans also have imposed upon themselves another thing called white wedding, which we will talk another time. What is this white wedding thing that we are really doing here?
I'm telling you.
Yes. Now imagine. So I'll go and pay 2 million. Feed people.
Okay.
After that, I come now to the church. Maybe the church, some church that have their own small rights and all of that. Then there's the white wedding. Go and rent hall. Food. Dignity. There are still some family people who will be depending on you to bring them.
Their transport.
Yes. No, so imagine I had to do all of that 8 years ago. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
So I would have still been sitting and believing God.
And single.
Yes. Look.
So bride price in essence is a block.
It has been a block. Heavy
ones.
bride prices have been a block for many people, and this is something that we cannot laugh about. Like I said, one, it has estranged some people, like that man who has his money and say, they say the one, or why should I go and borrow to marry? I've seen people, like as a coach and counselor, I have warned people. That's the reason why you see men hardly dance during wedding. It's the woman that is dancing. No, it's the woman that is dancing and jumping up and down. Yes. As it is dance, so it best man tell you that for the hall they call. They say they don't go open hall if they never finish that money. I'm telling you, you have no idea.
The wife has no idea.
That's how she's dancing with the dress and with all her bridesmaids, and they are jumping
And
up and down.
probably the preparation of her bridesmaid and herself is
It's still on the man. So please get this. It is straight. So I've seen a man say, I will pay, but no one here. As I come up with the come, but man no here. You get that. Secondly, it has made many ladies to be in a man's house, bear children without being married.
Without being married.
Without being married.
And you know, Apostle, this issue of staying in a man's house without being married has a way of caging the woman and even the freedom and liberty of the man to enjoy the bride price on the children born to him. Because some cultures will make it clearly, you don't get married to the man, to the mother, you cannot receive
bride price on the children she gave birth to.
Yes, and some people will not even, first of all, that's still a future thing. Are you getting me? Some people might not care, but let's look at the immediate thing.
Okay.
I've seen where a man makes very clear. Go and look at the cultures. I think one of the cultures in Yaoundé, this tribe in Yaoundé that has some of these very high bride price cultures, and then you will discover that that very tribe also has the highest rate of cow stay, you know, of this cow stay. Yes.
Yeah, just like that, they go and start because they
in fact,
that barrier.
Some men, what they do is they take the woman, put in the house, make the woman to have 3 children. That means for that one way, now the family they can't say una bring anything. Yes, they do that by.
But that's why initially when we started, I said that it's about the mindset of the men, because it's like some men are so calculative. Because if you know the value of getting married to a woman and the open doors and the freedom and the honor, the respect, then you will not be that calculative.
I will. You shall not be talking as if who is giving the money. Let's look. Let's be very factual here. Let's be very factual.
Okay.
I will be calculative.
All right.
I will be.
Yeah, it's possible.
Let's stop exaggerating things. Are you getting me? Let's stop exaggerating things. Yes, a woman can be a blessing, and you go through lengths to have her.
Yeah.
You get that? But I just gave you a practical example here. That no matter how much I loved my wife 8 years ago, I could not provide 2 million cash.
Okay.
Are you getting me?
And there's no clause in bride price that you can say that you pay half.
No, some families, that's another talk.
Yeah.
Some families they accept. They tell you that this is it, but you can pay half and later you come and complete. These are understanding families.
Okay.
Or people who have come to also understand and they want their children, because of this, children have shamefully been in relationships that is not honorable.
And then when you be in that kind of relationship, paternity in Africa, that's another topic. Paternity in Africa, in most African customs, is by bride price. It means that if you have a child with a woman that you've not paid her bride price, it's not your child.
Yes,
customs.
in some customs
Yeah.
though, yes.
So
in some.
now with this high bride price, it has an immediate effect. It has
but you will discover that some of those customs, thanks to the legal customs have overridden some of those customs. You understand? There are legal barriers that have overridden certain customs. Like the other day, I was on air they were talking about paternity tests, and I had to reveal some things to some people, because there are men who have impregnated somebody's wife, and they knew. She and the woman and the man knew that it's his child, and they put it on the husband of the woman. Then maybe many years later, this man, maybe for some reason, either they fall out, he's angry, or he wants to create vengeance or cause you problem, or maybe the woman has done something and he wants to revenge, or he finally finds that he cannot have children again, and then he comes that he wants, yes, and he says he wants his child. Some have showed up that he wants to come and collect.
Okay, the other man outside.
Yes, wants to collect his child because he knows. And you go to the paternity test, he will prove he's his. Yes. So we had to tell people to know that legally, any child born within the legal framework of a marriage is the child of the legally married man. So you should just know that even if it shows by blood that it's your own, the court gives it to the man. If he was born,
it is in the void of the marriage,
yes,
the child belongs to the man.
Yes, that is why even to the husband. That is why even to protect women, many people don't know this. It's good to go out there and learn.
Okay.
I was actually intrigued. One of the last I was in the courtroom, I was actually intrigued to realize that I think about 48 hours after a man's wife dies, he's free to marry.
Okay.
But for a woman, it's actually 3 months.
Okay.
That means 90 days. And in that 90 days, any child that she gives birth to, that's any child or anything that she conceives or anything that she has within 3 months is given to the late husband.
And in some cultures, even when the bride price has not been returned, the children, even 10, 20 years after, belongs to the late husband. They still belong to the late husband. Those are some of the realities of African cultures. Like, if your husband dies and you have children after the death of your husband, without returning the bride price to his family, those children belong to you. But that's not what we are delving into. It's just to bring your mind to lots of happenings in Africa and in Cameroon, with over 280 cultures with their peculiarities. And what the Lord Doctor is saying is that bride price for physical marriages, well, the man is there, the woman is there. It has always stood as a barrier, especially for young struggling men who want to keep their sexuality under stability by getting married. So we have other aspects of the African custom that is considered in marriage. I want us to look at the part of infidelity.
Okay.
Yesterday I was in Tico for cultural jamboree, the people of Mantum, and they came together. They're still having the day today and tomorrow. And so the person who was representing the Bimbe is the form, took time to talk to the young Mantum people, the people from Mwa, about some of the cultures. You know, with modernity, people are out, and with the socio-political environment we have, lots of people are not going back home to learn some of those things. So it was more of a class. And one of the things that he talked about was the aspect of marriage, and some revelations were that in their custom, a married woman is not supposed to cheat on the husband, because it has some effects, immediate and long term. You can lose a child, or you can lose your husband. Losing your husband can be his death or financial gains. And you begin to understand that what is the place of understanding African culture before getting, for example, I'm from Gi, like you're from
Ndob, precisely Balikumbat.
Okay, from Ndob, and then in your place you have your own cultures, probably pertaining to marriage. Yes, we know about Christianity coming in to give its own ways. But so, what is the importance of people who want to bypass cultural barriers and get married to any tribe? What is the importance of learning, or is it important to learn the culture or understand the culture of the place you're entering into?
You see, there's one of the reasons why there was marriages of old were more successful relatively compared to today's modern marriages. It's sad that in the Western world they insist that there is no polygamy, but it is known that more than 80% of their marriages fail or end up in divorce. It's weird, right?
Yeah.
So
but here we just feel it that Africa has been propagated
now,
as a polygamous society.
Yes.
And it has had a way succeeding.
Yes, even polygamy succeeds here.
More.
Yes, even polygamy succeeds very well here.
So,
yes. Let me say this. It's sad that many people have not understood why the marriages back then was very successful. You see, firstly, once you show interest in a girl, that's all. Your people don't even trust you
to make the decision.
They leave you. They start doing inquiry
on your behalf.
Who is that girl's parents? Her lineage. They will investigate their lineage. They will investigate how people behave in the marriages in that family. They will investigate their if it was from the same village, they will investigate how their family is rooted in the culture. Are there some curses, you know? Are there, you know,
all of those things.
They start looking at how girls from that compound behave. How girls
how they talk to their husband.
Good. How are their marriages in that family?
Okay.
Are you understanding me? They do a lot of these things before they accept it. Today, people meet in the beer parlor, they are high, and they start making promises to each other. And tomorrow, I've always said here, in marriage, you don't marry a person. You marry a mindset. Mindset that was formed through religious beliefs, through environment, through culture, through the socio-economic
goes back to
pressure.
what we were talking about the last time on counting the cost.
Yes.
There's a cultural cost that everybody
Exactly.
knows, a custom cost.
In fact, certain tribes are known for certain things.
Yeah.
There's a reason why you see some parents say, I know I hear that village name.
Yeah, it may be stereotyped.
Yes, but I'm just saying that it does not mean that everybody must fall into it, but you will discover that there are some things. Yes, some people say no, but the girls are very authoritative. But when you go and look at it, it's true. I'm talking as what is coming from Bali. I will tell you, typically a Bali man will tell you, I'm not feeling marry my country girl. I'm telling you. Are you understanding me? Because Bali men are authoritative, their women also are authoritative. I don't know if you understand. It just, these are some of the kind of things you would see many of these things in different cultures. I know tribes that when a girl is going to get married, they still arrange a room and keep very well and tell you that yes, they know you're coming back. They say anytime you're coming back, the room is there.
So one of the revelations I had yesterday too was that in some cultures, the wife, the new bride doesn't speak to the father-in-law. So if you've not understood such a thing and you just get married into a custom like that, you go and start speaking. So it's a way of ensuring submission for the woman.
Okay.
So when you come into the family, you don't speak to your
father-in-law.
Oh. So it is maybe after some children, the husband now takes you
and go and introduce you to the father-in-law. Wow. You see, now these are some things that you will discover that, and it goes both ways.
Yeah. Because
sometimes it's not the woman's fault. The man who was supposed to know this and educate her did it.
Those are some of the conversations we should have during this.
Yes, exactly. These are the things that why we do eating shawarma. You understand? Look, let me tell you.
Also will not kill me.
Find out
what is the uniqueness.
What is there? That's why I told one of my sons I was coaching or counseling, because one of my work or my job or the things I do, I take people through their process, guide them right up to, from the dating, the courtship, and right up to the marriage. By God's grace, I've taken some people like that right up to the marriage, which I was even privileged to bless personally as a pastor. Now, I told them, I said, look, you must know the family you're marrying into.
Yeah, it is very important.
You must know. And then also know that some families hold on to tradition more than others.
Yes.
They might come from the same village. Look, there are some people that either their Christianity, their religious values have overridden some certain cultural aspects. Like, for example, when I was getting married, I had a small advantage, was that the father of my wife was very spiritual. He was a very spiritual man, and that's one of the blessings raising the kind of woman he raised that has helped build my ministry today to what it is. Wow. He raised a very beautiful.
They're saying a very good evening to you, Madam. What's the name again?
Okay.
So you can
Queen Ruth Leffo.
Okay, Queen Ruth Leffo. Thank you for being so available. Okay,
yes.
You're saying the aspect of spirituality that was an advantage for you.
Yes, I'm just trying to say that it helped in the sense that first there was it was not yet the crisis per se. You know, it was not yet the crisis, like I told you this 8 years ago. So June 2023 make me 8 years. For those of you who have been asking the question, is he even married? Yes, I'm not just married. I've been there for 8 years, and I think that should.
And it's a forever journey.
Yeah, that should tell you that at least I have something to share with you, apart from just. It's not just because I'm a pastor, and by that time the political climate was not hot like it is, but my father-in-law refused that I will not go to the village.
Okay.
Now that was already a top because I had to. I would have. I had
Is
to
it that
travel.
men love escapism or what?
What is the escapism? You have no idea.
What's there?
What's there?
Okay.
Are you getting me? And now that move saved me from a lot. Only key players were brought in, who came in. Are you understanding me? It's a large family. You have no idea how large the Tamfo family is. Are you getting me? So he understanding that, and then secondly, he's a person who also does not agree. His spiritual value does not agree with certain traditional rites which he knew must have been imposed had we gone there. I'm just saying that these are, you must know the family. You don't come and say, and so I had to normally go right to Cambe, but that it was short-circuited. But there are some family, if you don't reach for day, you need to talk. You understand? Some will even send you there while they remain here. You go and meet some people there, finish, then they will not travel. They will finish, you come back. You get it. So I'm just saying that you must know the family you marry into, and that's part of the cost. Because there are some people, if their spiritual or if their own Christian values contradict with the traditional values of that family, who also hold it too hard, there will be a problem.
Yeah, and you may say, okay, I will not be part of it. You know, this reminds me, one time the Lord gave me a message, I think that was in April, on traditional customs. You know, there's some men who are priests in their lineage, but there's some families that have the priesthood to serve their gods.
Yes.
So you, a woman, like you say, you go, you're eating just your shawarma, you don't ask these questions, and probably when you are married,
they come and even bring another wife.
No, they come in the night and they're telling you that the first child is has to be dedicated to the gods.
Not only that, that's another one. They tell you that the first child must become the next priest, right?
Yeah.
Another one, you go and get married to a chief.
Yeah.
He never told you he was a chief.
Okay.
You understand? And after you're married, the family will come and tell you that chiefs in their village,
they didn't marry one
woman. You understand? And the man says, where? And nobody, and that's just it. You get it? For example, I think the paramount chief of Limbe, he has one wife and about 3 kids. But the day he was doing his coronation and everything in church, he made it very clear that he will not. That he will not end with just these 3 children.
Okay.
He made it very clear. So a woman that is getting married to that paramount chief, she already know that the part of the course is you should know that he can, by right and by who he is, get as many wives as possible, even with his age. As many wives as possible into the palace. So I think you must be able to. These are some of the things that we need to count the cost, and you are able to be sure that you are able to adhere to the traditional customs of the family, especially to the degree to which they hold it.
Yeah, you meet some people who are liberal,
and yes,
it's fine for you. But those people who take it as if it is a matter
of life and death. Yes.
So you can begin to understand.
If not, it can start having repercussions in your marriage
and the children.
Yes.
Like somebody told me yesterday that you can start losing your children. The things like that happen. I read on social media last 3 months or so, where a woman was complaining that she got married into a family. They didn't tell her that they had to shave her private parts as a welcome. They shave and take the hair.
Okay.
Yeah, like it is.
They shave
you belong
to us. They shave. Now imagine a person who has a strong belief system that she doesn't want that kind of thing.
That kind of thing. So you can start imagining. So what we're saying here is not to scare you, but you have to understand, because we're building emotional intelligence. You should understand that it is not just about you. It is about the community you're getting married into, and to show self-love to yourself is to dig deep into what guides them as norms, principles, and then you measure them with yours to see if it is something you want to keep or not. So we're talking about another aspect of the role of the family, the extended family. I think that's the extended family is with marriage. It has a symbiotic relationship. It's like
and in different families they have different roles.
They have different roles.
Yeah, for example, there are families that a man's child is not the heir. It's the brother's child or something that is the heir.
In the Bamenda still in the Northwest.
Yes.
Your sister's child.
Is a sister's child because they say that that's the only way you are sure is blood. Because before paternity test, your child might not be your own, but the child of your sister is clearly your blood.
Your sister's blood.
Yes. No. Yes, it's clearly your blood now.
Blood.
Yes.
Yeah, the womb carries.
Yes. So that was the reason why it's your sister's child that becomes the heir. And some women get married to such a family and they don't even know.
They don't know. So you understand how understanding some customs will help you to know where you're going to, so that you don't get into the middle of nowhere and you start causing trouble to yourself. Because if the custom says it's like that,
and the man is also customary, and adheres to it, you are in trouble.
You're in trouble. So you see how you'll be living a life that will not be your own, because you always be disgruntled, you always be angry, and that's when you start seeing women not having financial submission. One time the Lord gave me a message on financial submission, where your husband knows your income. I think that's something that is like doctors in modern marriages, for the man to really know.
I think we have to talk about finances in marriage as well.
Yeah,
how you handle finances in marriage is something that many people I cannot count the number of cases that people have gotten to me and they are complaining. Let me say this. In line with what you've said, let me say this. Research has shown. Now, this is a research which you can find out yourself. You can Google search, you can check out the statistics. As a counselor, experience and challenges what people have opened up corroborates this research. This shows that there are top 3 things that brings about breakups and divorces or breakups in relationships. First, number 1 is finances. It's money.
And it's mostly from the wife's perspective.
It's money. It's money. The truth there is, you see this money thing, it has caused a lot of issues. Finances. Second is intimacy issues. And this has a lot because, especially in Africa, where sex is still mentioned like a taboo. They still whisper when people are talking. And so sex, you have to cover sex. The volume goes down. Sex, it's a word that people want to talk about, like sex. Yeah. So and all of those things. So
different names to it.
Yes. So the truth is, even as a counselor, more than half of the problems in relationships is surrounded intimacy issues, which people don't want to deal with because they don't want to look immoral. Like immoral. Exactly. So they start beating around the bush and putting their problem on other things.
Yeah.
So then the last
you get a husband angry
and he's shouting for nothing.
You don't even know what happened.
Yes, because he's not. Or you get to the money, your wife is just frowning at you, which you thought you had done wonders, but she was just angry that as you just got up, you have tickled her, you have slept, and as soon as you sleep, as soon as you look you, so you didn't sleep. You didn't sleep, so idiot, and all of those things. So so these are some realities. Then the third thing that actually is a cause of breakups and divorce is external influence. And this brings us to
what we're talking about. The role of the family.
Yes, that external influences always include friends. I'm talking about friends on both sides. The husband, the wife. All of this I call besties.
Get married to a woman who discusses her marriage, where she does her hair.
Where? Do you know this I call bestie?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about it another time. These besties that girls are having with
the opposite
sex. Anyway, then you have family.
I think we should dwell more on the family.
Yes. No, I'm just coming to how these external influences are. And now that brings us to another thing. There are certain customs that give so much right for external influence in your marriage.
Yeah.
And if you don't know this, you can go crazy.
It's not about mommy's boy.
No, there are customs that, and especially if this boy has been raised customarily, if this boy is a traditionalist, if this boy also, yes, it always has to also do with how affiliated they are to their parents and how much they are adhering to the upbringing. Because I always say that somebody can say they are from Com, but here they are not Com. Because that's another thing people don't know. So don't always just jump into conclusion that someone say I'm cause. Hey, I don't want to come. There are people from come who have never seen come.
Yeah.
That they don't even know the road to come.
They've not even had the trainings to giving.
That's what I'm saying. That some have not even been there. Some have been there only for holiday period. Some their come parents had disconnected from their come traditions a long time ago.
You're getting a generation of come that is not come.
That's not come.
Okay.
You get it. So they will still say they are come. If you go, if you give birth to your child now, and the child was in America, after 50 years, as a child, the child will say they are coming from where?
Cameroon.
From Cameroon, and all the Cameroon don't call your child.
Yeah, they're coming from Guinea.
Aha. But here, that child is not Ngi.
Of course.
Are you getting? So you will be stupid to think marrying that child, you're marrying Ngi child.
Yeah.
Are you getting me? So when we say these things,
Unless probably there you've had developed interest and get affiliated.
and they have been built up, because, and not only that, to be built up like that, you must be around an environment that is very strict on it. Are you getting me? Look, in life, there is what we call, they say, there's an environment factor and there's an inherent factor.
Yeah.
Are you getting me? And it is known that environment even affects more than the inherent, because environment gives expression for what is within. It has always been an argument that is it, how do they call it?
A behaviorist theory that they think that the people's behavior is
it
stimulated by
yes,
external factors
or internal.
Yeah.
But you said it's whether external has a lot of greater influence.
Okay.
You get it? So that is why Nigerians are very strong. You will see a Nigerian born in Cameroon who has a Nigerian accent.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
You will see a Nigerian born in Cameroon who speaks their dialect perfectly.
So their affiliation. So when you're getting married to maybe an Igbo man, don't just think that because you've met him in Cameroon, he's now a Cameroonian Igbo, and you start expecting him.
As
to
you
behave
did for
like
years,
a
so it's one day
Cameroonian.
they'll get a woman for that side. They'll already be has.
So you understand what we're saying is
Yes, they might like you. That many Cameroonians have fell into this trap where the man really likes you, take care of you. You know, Nigerians are also very generous.
Yeah.
But he cannot disconnect from his tribal custom. So one day I said, make a mommy already find you woman keep up.
And he goes there and he has a large family.
And as you know, every year end they must be there.
They must be there.
And all of that. So we must be very careful as we are looking at this. So there is a lot of external influence in certain customs where the family, the parents can walk in without your consent, without your permission.
Without your permission. You know, it brings me to something about external influence with a lot of media content and people having an image of the world through connectivity,
Okay.
the world becoming a global village. We tend to leave the culture of other people, other continents.
Yes. While you are in your own.
In here.
Yes.
So I think this topic comes to strike that balance. You should understand that in as much as you allow the influence of the mediated content from other culture, you must be able to understand the environmental factor of where you are and the custom. I think, I don't know, there's no statistics, but a lot of people say this lately, that you marry a woman from Cameroon and you take her over maybe to the US, and there it's a different kind of marriage. The customs that you took from here, or imagining that you'll be enjoying as an African man, you go that way, it is something else, and divorces are...
Yes, that is because like we told you,
Yeah.
right? Environment. That look, even your Bible writes that evil communication corrupts good manners. Manners come from within now.
Yeah.
Communication come from where? External. That it's confirming that where you are around, are you getting me? Say, blessed is he that does not sit in the council of the ungodly. That means Amplified says that in that Psalms 1 that you sit there not even participating. It's affecting you.
Okay.
Look, a gossip is not only the one talking. The person listening is a gossip.
That's true.
Some people think gossip, they only can tell me, they show me, they can't tell me you are a gossip. Nobody gossips to a person who does not like gossip.
Yeah, the interest factor is there.
Are you getting me? So my point is this: most of these girls you think are humble, they are just simply broke. They are not. Are you understanding me? I always say that you can never tell me that you are humble until I see you humble with money.
Yeah.
Because money is an amplifier of character. Money is neutral, but it amplifies who you are.
Okay.
Secondly, there are things that girls will not do in this environment because the way people look at you is different. Are you understanding me?
Yeah.
That means you cannot dare to do it because it's
some invisible eyes.
not only invisible. The way the African society, take note, human beings live in societies,
Yeah.
and people like to be respected in their society.
Of course.
So they now go to a society where people don't care whether you're divorced, where people don't care whether. There was a time I can tell you when I was growing up that even if some man just gossip